probably as early as you can remember, in 1955, Elvis Presley became very popular, especially with rock and roll music in mainstream music. Did you like Elvis?
Yes, very much.
You did. Okay.
That was the years that I was in high school,
High school.
56 through 60. So my your grandmother and I, boyfriend and girlfriend at that time, liked him very much. One of his best songs, I think, was "Love Me Tender."
Love Me Tender. Okay. And how often did you listen to him? A lot.
Yes,
Very often.
very much.
Okay. And in 1977, Elvis died in Graceland at his home. Were you sad when that happened?
I think the whole world was sad. Not just sad, but shocked that somebody that had everything and could sing like he could,
Right.
had just ruined his life. That's
Right.
all. And everybody knows that it was from drugs and stuff, and
Right.
that makes it a lot sadder.
So moving on to 1961, John F. Kennedy became president. Did you like him as a president?
Yes, I voted for JFK and thought that he was probably one of the best presidents that there was.
Okay. And so moving on a few years from that, in 1963, when he was assassinated in Dallas, how did you feel about that?
I think the whole world felt shock and just it doesn't. It's hard to explain how you feel. It was so bad that a tragic thing, and the world lost a great man, a very, very great man.
Yeah.
And he had everything. He had a nice family, and the whole Kennedy family they had their problems, but they were a good family.
And that also was the first assassination that marked the first 24-hour coverage on the news and everything. So it was the first time you actually got to see things all over the news, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so moving on from that, in 1968, Richard Nixon was elected president. How did you like Nixon?
I didn't vote for him, and he was just, to me, he was kind of a sly type of guy. Picked up the name of Tricky Dicky, and
right.
I suppose he's like any president. He'd probably done the best that he could.
Right.
They have to do pretty well what they're told to do. So.
Right. A year after that, in 1969, Neil Armstrong went to the moon, and so do you remember seeing that on television?
Yes, I do.
And it was
an enormous
event
for everybody to see.
Right.
The whole world was watching that, and they'll never forget it.
Right.
To this day, he's even still talked about, and it's just I've seen a lot of wonderful things in my lifetime.
That's great. And another space mission, actually, in 1986, the Challenger space shuttle accident, killing the 7 aboard, including a school teacher. Do you remember watching that on television at all?
Yes, dear, I did.
And do you remember where you were when you saw it? On TV?
During the day, I was at work, and we had a television in the conference room, and I watched it in there, and it was just tragic. Very, very tragic to lose that amount of people. I think we were hurrying the space program too fast.
Yeah. Yes.
It was a tragic thing. Most of the things that are tragic is what the world watches the most.
And remembers the most.
And remembers.
And moving along with other tragic things, one of the most tragic probably is in September 11th, 2001, the terrorist attacks against the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and in Pennsylvania Field, killing nearly 3,000 people. Where were you when this took place?
At work.
You were at work again?
Yes, I was at work, and we had, like I said, we have a television in the conference room at break time. I went in and it started. I watched it right from the beginning, and when the planes hit the tower, and
Right.
it was just an unbelievable thing that could happen in this country,
Right.
in this day and age. But it's something that we will never forget, and
Right.
it could happen again at any day. That's the sad part of it.
Yeah. And so, moving on to a year ago, 2009, the first African American president, Barack Obama, was inaugurated.
Yes.
So, how do you feel about that?
I didn't vote for Obama,
Right.
but I think again that he's doing a fairly good job as president. He stepped into a hornet's nest.
Right.
The country was pretty well screwed up when he went in there, and I'm sure he's doing the best that he can do. But it's a momentous thing to even see a black person in as president.
Right. It really is.
It shows that the world has come quite a ways. The United States has come quite a ways, and I wish him the best. And
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
you're very welcome, my dear.
It was nice talking to you.
It was nice seeing you again.